right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Countdown to primary day. Tonight, a closer look at a hotly contested race. The challenger duking it out with the St. Louis County executive in hopes of turning a new page in county government.
While many of us are still trying to dry out, big heat builds back in. How long the hot weather lasts and when the chances for thunderstorms increase again.
First tonight, neighbors helping neighbors.
They're in desperate need of help.
80 homes in one subdivision damaged by historic rains. The effort now underway to clean up and rebuild. I'm Mike Bush. Ann Allred has the night off. Tonight, one O'Fallon, Missouri neighborhood is pleading for help. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay shows us how the community is coming together through this recovery.
Washing away the debris with dumpsters lining the streets. Neighbors in the Copperfield subdivision described what's left from Tuesday's historic flood as a living nightmare.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we need help.
More than 80 homes were flooded in the O'Fallon neighborhood. 7 were condemned. Mud-covered walls, torn up floors, and mold on the ceiling is now the makeup of some neighbors' homes.
When you see your neighbors struggling this bad, you have to. We just stepped up and we just keep going.
Stepping up is just what this community has done. Copperfield Residents Association's president and vice president Steve Williams and Stephanie Whitman have turned the neighborhood pool into a makeshift command center.
They're in desperate need of help. They need cleaning products. They need washers and dryers to wash clothes. They don't have water heaters. They don't have anybody else to turn to.
And that's just the beginning of a long list of needs. While a small pile of donations was set up on one side of the pool, a gathering of prayer was happening on the other.
We're going to, Lord, just trust Him.
Volunteers from the Southern Baptist Disaster Relief of Missouri have been in St. Louis for days now.
This is a historic flood for this area. Areas are flooded that have never been flooded before.
The team is getting homes ready for rebuild and is planning to do the same in this subdivision.
We just try to do what we can, and we realize that even though it may be the usual thing for us, it's not the usual thing for these homeowners.
While there's still a lot of work to be done, there's no signs of slowing down until everyone is taken care of.
I know that in a heartbeat, that every single one of them would be there for me in the same position. It's just not going to stop.
In O'Fallon, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
A lot of the same homes that were hit this past week were also hit by flooding 2 years ago. This is why neighbors are pleading for a long-term solution from the city. You can see a full list of donations in the As Seen on TV section at KSDK.com. St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones canvassed the Walnut Park neighborhood in North City today. The city asking for volunteers to come out and help with cleanup and going door to door to point residents where to go for help. You can sign up through the United Way and on the city's website. In St. Louis County, hundreds of flood victims received help this weekend. The American Red Cross, Salvation Army, and the Health Department provided supplies, services, and shelter. They opened a new location at the St. Vincent Park Community Center because more and more people are finding themselves displaced.
What we're finding is that the damage is more widespread than we thought. After a few days, when your house has been drenched, mold and mildew sets in, so people are discovering that their houses are not livable.
FEMA will be arriving tomorrow in our region to assess the damage. 4 multi-agency resource centers will be held this week in Wentzville, Florissant, U-City, and St. Louis City to provide a one-stop shop for recovery resources, and we have more information on our website, KSDK.com. If you would like to help or you're in need of flooding assistance, just text the word HELP to 314-425-5355. We'll send you a list of resources. Tonight, eastern Kentucky hit again. Up to 3 more inches of rain fell on the region, still reeling from devastating floods. More than 600 air rescues have been performed since flooding began last week. At least 28 people are dead. The Kentucky governor promising the state will pay for funerals. We do have more chances of storms this week here, but Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell says it's the heat and humidity that is really returning.
The heat and humidity will build back in across the area, and really as we go through the next few days, the chances for rain are less than impressive around St. Louis, which is okay around the metro area. We still need time to dry out. Areas farther south, still a bit on the dry side. as you go down Interstate 44. Right now, temperatures comfortable across the region, warm, comfortably so. We're around 80 degrees in town. Humidity is back. It's going to heat up going into tomorrow, but the radar screen right now is pretty quiet. Here's your rainfall through Friday. Estimates are that we'll get a ½ an inch to maybe some spots getting 2 inches, especially onto the Illinois side of the river, but certainly quiet out there right now. The heat's returning tomorrow. You kind of got that sense this evening around sunset as the sun was going down. You felt the humidity. Temperatures still in the 80s. Tomorrow afternoon, the heat index 100 to 105, and the early week rain chances are very low. We'll time out that best chance for the rain coming up in about 14 minutes, Mike.
A vigil was held tonight at CBC High School for a 17-year-old student who was killed in a hit and run in South St. Louis. Matthew NICHELLE was walking towards Ted Drew's on Chippewa Friday night when a pickup truck hit him. Police are still searching for the driver. Back in May, a 77-year-old man was hit and killed by a car in the same area. Nearby businesses are now demanding change. St. Louis Alderman Tom Oldenburg tweeted he's saddened by the accident and that he's working with Ted Drew's and the city to try and make some changes. Tonight, police are looking for the thieves who drove 6 cars right off a car dealership's lot. It happened early this morning at the Jim Butler Automotive Outlet in Crestwood. 1 car was found nearby on Watson Road. 2 others were found in North County. Well, we are just 2 days away from the Missouri primary, the top job in St. Louis County government up for grabs. Incumbent Executive Sam Page faces a tough test against challenger Jane Duker. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with a preview of that heated race. Mark?
Mike, government lawyer Jane Duker is making her case against incumbent Sam Page. She lays blame for crime and corruption at his feet. She's knocked Page on defense, and the race now shaping up like a classic referendum on the person holding the job. While Duker says things are bad and getting worse, Page says he hopes voters will believe things are good and getting better.
Crime is down in St. Louis County year-to-date from 2021.
St. Louis County Executive Sam Page faces a primary challenge from Jane Duker Tuesday night. She accuses him of hiding crime data from the public.
There's a severe crime problem right now, and voters know it.
But the central theme of her campaign, prosecuting the crime FBI agents say happened in the Page administration.
The problem with the corruption and the scandals is they were at the top. Leadership is the problem.
Federal prosecutors charged Page's political aide, Tony Weaver, with fraud for scheming to lie on applications for federal COVID funds. All of it caught on undercover recordings.
I have 3,800 employees. I can't watch them all the time. Our budget is almost $1 billion. It's an enormous amount of responsibility. And if there is this intense effort to every week, every day, every hour to find something to point at, to pick at in county government, there's going to be a lot to look at because there is a lot of things that county government does.
This is not mid-level bureaucrats doing things. This was corruption and scandal at the top.
Duker tied that scandal and a sex tape Page's former chief of staff filmed in his government office back to Page directly.
But, that's just her brand of politics, is confrontation, acrimony.
You should be held accountable for those you hire.
Well, I fire the guy that did it as soon as I find out that he did it, and I think that's the way to deal with it. When somebody makes a mistake like that, they're gone.
A sign of how heated this race got, the two never faced each other in a debate.
I wish her the best. I expect to win this race, and I'm not really interested in engaging in any of that.
Sam Page conveying confidence down the stretch. Whichever Democrat wins Tuesday night could face a formidable challenge in the fall from moderate Republican Shamed Dogan. He feels the national political winds are shifting in the country in just the right direction and thinks maybe a bruising primary battle could make it harder for independents or those swing voters to warm up to the Democratic nominee.
Mark, thanks. And 5 on Your Side has put together a comprehensive guide on the Missouri primary. Learn more about the candidates and the initiatives on the ballot. Just go to ksdk.com/guide. You can also scan the QR code on your screen or text the word guide to 314-425-5355. And join us Tuesday night for our Missouri primary coverage. We'll go live as soon as the polls close on the 5+ app. You can download it for free on your Roku or Fire TV. And of course, we'll also have expanded results on 5 on Your Side at 10. In about 11 hours, jury selection will get underway in a high-profile case in St. Louis County. 3 people are suing Monsanto over its Roundup weed killer. All plaintiffs have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and claim it's from exposure to the product. This is the first Roundup cancer trial in St. Louis County Court. It's also the first trial involving more than one plaintiff. More than 120,000 cancer lawsuits have been filed nationwide against St. Louis-based Monsanto over its popular weed killer. Finding and building your inner strength.
Pushing it to the very end. You got it.
The local gym boosting the confidence of those battling muscular dystrophy. Can closing a door open a window to savings on your AC bill? We verify.
It does get hot, but no records fall this week as we begin the month of August. How long the hot weather lasts and when those chances of thunderstorms really ramp up.
We are about a month away from our annual telethon to benefit the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And as you'll learn in tonight's Making a Difference report, a local gym that helps you build muscle is muscling up for MDA.
Hello, 430. Let's get into those jumping jacks.
Good things come to those who sweat.
This is where you push yourself. You'll have 20 seconds to recover.
That's what they believe here at Burn Boot Camp in Kirkwood.
Squeezing that booty, good. Intentional movement. We focus on strength training and burst training, bringing women together and their families to become mentally, emotionally, and physically strong.
Find that pace and stick with it.
Chelsea Theodoropoulos owns all 4 Burn Boot Camp locations in the St. Louis area.
You're going to start strong. You're going to finish strong today.
And she believes in the notion that we are all stronger than our excuses.
Pushing it to the very end. You got it. You got it.
What we do here on the floor and part of our culture is celebrating what our bodies can do. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go.
Celebrating our bodies even when you're like 11-year-old Brenna Beffa.
There you go.
And your body works a little differently. When Brenna was a little girl, her parents knew something wasn't quite right. After many trips to the doctor and dozens of tests, there was finally a diagnosis: a muscular dystrophy called mitochondrial myopathy.
My muscles are different. They work differently to where I can't run for a long period of time, like really fast.
Right. Mitochondrial myopathy causes muscle weakness, movement disorders, seizures, an array of other issues. But Brenna refuses to let the disease put a damper on her dreams. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A therapist.
What kind of therapist?
I haven't narrowed it down yet because I've done all types of therapy.
20 seconds in, you've got 20 left.
We all need help to achieve our dreams, and Burn Boot Camp is helping Brenna and kids like her.
There we go, Samantha.
They're raising the bar for giving to the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
3, 2, 1.
We have raised over $1 million so far for the MDA, and it's a really important part of our organization.
MDA is as much a part of this gym as jumping jacks.
There we go. Keep that body moving.
Looking at muscle mass.
In fact, the head trainer here in Kirkwood
Losing a little bit of fat at the same time. So
used to head up the local MDA office.
It's really amazing to be able to bring like my past life and then my current together for this event every year and still be able to see the MDA families and have that relationship. There we go. Good.
Disability doesn't have to be an obstacle to success.
Good job, Brenna.
So being able to see Brenna, look at her in the eyes and see the opportunity of helping her instill confidence and feel strong,
One more time.
it gives me purpose every single day.
Awesome job. Very nice.
4th round here. How can you challenge yourself?
As far as Brenna Beffa is concerned,
Take that deep breath and go.
Burn Boot Camp's workouts are always a tribute
You do not need that break today.
to the heart.
We've got 8.
I think it's very cool and very amazing that they help us.
3, 2, 1.
Brenna and the folks at Burn Boot Camp will be joining us at Grants Farm for the telethon on September 4th. More about that in the weeks to come. And a reminder, if you know someone inspiring or someone making a difference for others, let me know by email at mbush@ksdk.com. Area students will return to class in a few weeks, and today, the National Council of Jewish Women, St. Louis, partnered with Soul Fisher Ministries to host a back-to-school store. 2,000 students received free backpacks, school supplies, and coats. They also enjoyed free ice cream. And we've got some changes in our weather. It's been a very pleasant weekend. We had rain last week, maybe a little less this week, but a lot of heat.
A lot of heat's on the way, and that transition's happening now. But, you know, I don't think we're going to look at the heat like we had in July. You see the sun setting over St. Louis and over Lambert this evening, kind of closing the door, the final sunset of July for St. Louis. And the numbers are pretty much in the books. We know today's high. We know we're not going below the low this morning. So we can pretty confidently tell you that the average temperature for the month, 83.2 degrees. That's 2.8 degrees above average. Hottest temperature was on the 23rd when we were up to 105 degrees. But the big story this month is what happened in the last 7 days. All that rainfall last week. That pushed us to 12.22 inches for the month. That's officially at Lambert. There were some spots that are probably going to be in the 16 to 18 inches over the course of the month by the time we get all of the tallies in from around the area. But at Lambert, 8.29 inches above average. It is the second wettest July in the record books officially for St. Louis. Quiet though tonight. Not going to wake up to thunderstorms tomorrow. We should wake up to a mostly clear sky around the St. Louis area. 81 degrees right now, 2.71 though. You can feel the humidity coming back. Actually feels like it's 85 right now, and we're only in the low to mid 70s for lows overnight tonight. So out the door tomorrow morning, mainly sunshine to start. You will start to see it heat up very quickly. Back into the upper 80s, lower 90s by early afternoon. Perhaps there's an isolated shower or thunderstorm around tomorrow, but we're thinking most of it is going to either be off to the south of St. Louis or more likely onto the Illinois side. And the chances of seeing much for tomorrow into tomorrow night looking pretty slim. Now, the chances it's going to be hot and humid tomorrow, well, yeah, we can pretty much guarantee that the heat index is above 100 tomorrow afternoon, probably staying just shy of 105 in St. Louis during the afternoon hours. Maybe not Tuesday and Wednesday. Core of the heat, which has been out west, Seattle, back into the mid-90s there today. They're going to share some of that with us. Now, as we do head towards Tuesday and Wednesday, those are our biggest days. And then by the time we get to Wednesday night and Thursday, we've got a little dip in the jet stream, just a little kink that comes through. And it's this front that'll drag in the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms that could be a little more widespread, could have a little heavier rain with them. That's going to happen during the overnight hours Wednesday and on into Thursday. That will be your best chance of the entire week for seeing showers and thunderstorms. Really, the very late night hours Wednesday and into Thursday. Ahead of that, it is going to be a hot primary election day in Missouri. Temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, but mainly dry weather expected.
All right, Scott, thanks. With the heat and humidity returning, we're going to be putting our ACs back to work, and our Verified team was asked if you should cool down your whole house. Here's Brandon Lewis with that answer.
Temperatures are over 100 degrees in parts of the U.S., and we're all looking for ways to stay cool without burning a hole in our wallets. Verified viewer Sally emailed us to ask whether closing doors in her house will help save money with central air conditioning. So Sally, let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Department of Energy, Texas-based Garland Power and Light, and Phoenix-based Precision Air and Plumbing. A central AC system is designed with supply and return vents strategically placed throughout your home. It's built to efficiently move air around the house. When you close a door, you break up the airflow and lower the efficiency of the system. Precision Air and Plumbing goes so far to say shutting doors is one of the worst things you can do. It's right up there with closing vents and beating your outside unit with a sledgehammer. So, no, closing doors will not help save money with a central air conditioner. If you have a window AC, then it's a different story. Those work by blowing air into a specific room of the house. Garland Power and Light says by closing the door, you're trapping the cool air and helping the unit run more efficiently. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
What would you like us to verify? Just send an email to verify@ksdk.com. Well, she boldly went where no actress had gone before. Tonight, Hollywood is remembering the woman who was a pioneer on and off the screen.
Security sweeps of all decks are negative, Mr. Spock. No
Actress NICHELLE has died. She's known for her groundbreaking role as Lieutenant Uhura on the Star Trek TV series and films. Nichols made history by sharing the first interracial kiss on primetime TV with co-star William Shatner. The Illinois native went on to help NASA recruit women and minorities. Her family says she died of natural causes. Nichols was 89 years old. President Biden is wrapping up his first full day of isolation following his latest COVID diagnosis.
Hey folks, Joe Biden here. Tested positive this morning. Going to be working from home for the next couple of days. And I'm feeling fine. Everything's good. But Commander and I got a lot of work to do.
The president says he is feeling fine after having that coronavirus rebound, which happens to some people who take the antiviral Paxlovid. As of now, he's not resuming that treatment. As the war rages on in Ukraine, Ukrainian refugees are arriving here in St. Louis. Just hours ago, they were welcomed to our city with a picnic in Tillis Park. Uniting for Ukraine and North America for Ukraine are working to match American families with Ukrainian refugees to host and sponsor.
We sponsor and we host the Ukrainian families to actually come to the United States. They're eligible for Medicaid and they're eligible for SNAP or food stamps, so it's not a huge burden on the family who is hosting.
Around 1,500 Ukrainians are waiting for sponsors. For information on how to become a sponsor, look for this story in the As Seen on TV section on KSDK.com. It was the place for St. Louis Lego lovers, the celebration of a childhood favorite drawing more and more adults. And we want to invite you to our Give 75 campaign by giving to any organization that is making a difference in St. Louis. Donate now through our partnership with the St. Louis Community Foundation. And for more information, you can go to ksdk.com/give75. The Kennedy Recreation Complex in South St. Louis County was transformed into a Lego lover's paradise this weekend. Brick Universe featured Lego masterpieces made by artists both local and from around the country. Organizers say Legos are not just for kids. It's estimated that there's more than 1 million adult fans of Legos worldwide. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis. That begins at 4 a.m. And now here's Frank Cusimano with Sports Plus.